Historic judgment by the Delhi High Court, which has decriminalized homosexuality. It's a landmark verdict. The High Court has passed an order reading down Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code, making homosexuality between consenting adults is legal. Remember that Section 377 is a law from the British Raj era, which says that homosexuality and unnatural sex is a criminal act. Now, a reading down means that Section 377 will continue to be in the statute book to deal with pedophilia and non-consensual sex between members of the same sex.
Well, the decision is loud and out. It's very clear. Adult consensual sex in private is no longer an offence. This is really a moment of its history in the making. The decision means is really that so long as the sexual act in question is between two adults who are volunteering or have consent, and it is in private, the police will no longer be able to intrude and prosecute them. But so long as the complainant is a child, somebody below the age of 18, or someone who does not consent to the sexual act in question, the police will have the power to initiate prosecution and arrest the person. In fact, the court went to the extent of saying that the government should in fact reconsider this law and perhaps try and amend it or even repeal it altogether.
And Majid Memon, a senior advocate, was with us on the phone line. Mr. Memon, your first reaction, I mean, this was long overdue, and 7 months after, hearing the petition that was filed by the Naz Foundation, the Delhi High Court has finally decided to decriminalize homosexuality in the country. Your reaction, please.
Let me first make it very clear that when a High Court takes such a decision, which literally amounts to entering the domain of Parliament, like striking down a law or considerably amending a law, the High Courts must not too often do this, because this is the domain of the Parliament of India, the lawmaking authority. The debate on whether Section 377 should be allowed to continue or be repealed is already on. As a matter of fact, we have heard the Honorable Law Minister speaking just last week that we are considering the repeal of Section 377 of the Penal Code. And we have also seen the reaction of other people saying that it needs considerable debate. In my humble view, this provision under Section 377 does not simply have legal ramifications or legal implications, but it also has social and family implications, in the sense that it affects considerably the future of the family institution in India. You see, this is definitely going to have moral, social and various other impacts. Therefore, it's not in a hurry that we should repeal this provision. And now that Delhi High Court has said it doesn't become law.
Okay.
Because many other high courts of the country may disagree.
So, Mr. Memon, just trying to understand, if one Delhi High Court has passed this historic judgment, what are the possibilities that it can be challenged by various other high courts, or perhaps, the battle could actually go to the Supreme Court?
Certainly, it's very likely. I am sure somebody concerned about this development would rush to the apex court to set the correct legal position into this complicated issue. And in the meantime, even the Parliament very soon would consider whether a law needs to be, this particular law needs to be amended, repealed or changed or modified.
Sure.
No, this is all in the best interest of the nation, the best interest of the younger generation, the society, the family institution, and several aspects of this matter needs to be examined very minutely.
All right, Mr. Memon, thank you very much. Appreciate your quick reaction. Law Minister Veerappa Moily has taken a cautious stance, saying that he will first examine the judgment.
The judiciary has taken a first step towards it. The government is already in the process of decriminalizing.
Let me examine the judgment.
Well, and like we said, we've been speaking to a lot of senior advocates and gay rights activists. Here are some more reactions coming in on Times Now.
I think more than anything, I think it is the freedom to live freely, freedom to not be in fear of, because of laws, getting constantly blackmailed, to be fear of one's identity. And I think that is very, very important, that living in a democratic country, one should have the, space where one has self-respect and no one can, threaten one.
The most remarkable thing about this judgment is the way it handles the issue of equality and inclusiveness. So the question is not whether one personally agrees or disagrees with homosexuality. The question is that adults have a right to their own sexual orientation, and to deny them that would be a violation of Article 14 of the Constitution. So I'm speaking here strictly in my capacity as a lawyer, and I feel that it's a good day for the law.
I feel very proud to be an Indian today, because the Supreme Court has done a very just act by deleting this one section that was we've been fighting since a very long time over, and I look forward to future developments of such progress.
It's really great that for the first time we have a judgment of a high court saying that homosexuality, having gay sex, is not illegal, that homosexuals are not criminals, it is not a crime to be gay in this country. It's a question of law, it's a question of human rights and public health, and I don't see how religion comes into this. But we have seen that he just had to make this one small comment, and we have seen a lot of people stand up and speak against homosexuality. So I know the fight has to go on, and it will go on.
But like we said, religious heads have expressed their disapproval over the Delhi High Court judgment, calling it morally incorrect.
Just to please our Western and American friends, in fact, wherein they have already made much beyond that. As in an Indian society, I must say, this is not acceptable to us. We are basically, whether I am a Muslim or Hindu or whatever, basically we are a religious society. And our temperament is that any act which is unnatural, and homosexuality is nothing but an unnatural act.
We have always said that we have no objection to the decriminalization of homosexuals, because we never considered them as criminals. However, we are also clear that we are against legalizing it or basically giving them legal benefits, which now, of course, they will start demanding, like gay marriages and things like that, for which we are against that.